Hello everybody, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super Card Game video. In this video we're going to go ahead and take a look at the upcoming red card list. Hope you all enjoy, hit that subscribe if you happen to be new. No, this is not all I do, but I do a lot of it. By the way guys, I have had some people that are interested in the game asking me like what it is, etc. Really quick. This is an actual card game. Like there is a Japanese app. There's also an English app, but it's only the tutorial. But there's a Japanese app that this game was based off of, basically, and it's actually a card game in Japan as well. This is an actual card game. Like, you go, you buy the cards physically, for the people that are familiar, and you go play. Like I said, it's basically IC Cardadas, which had actual Japanese cards that could also be scanned into their Japanese app, and you can play the game for forever. I have some really old videos playing it. They use a lot of the same art, not the exact same game, rule changes, card changes, and, stuff like that. But otherwise, that is what this is. And again, actual cards, you get them at Targets or at local card shops. So, anyways, we're going over the red cards for the next upcoming series. Baby is in it, so we're getting a lot of GT support first and foremost. I'm very excited for this. This is going to really help out the pre-existing GT cards and decks. We have this new Goku. I'm not going to look at that stuff now until we look at them in the card list itself. Now, I believe there's going to be a reveal. I think there's going to be a reveal. Let me go down here. It's not live yet at the time of the recording, but they're going to have the black cards coming out. I believe this is where Chronoa is, right? I mean, they're talking about it here, but I haven't gone over that yet. I'm kind of taking my time. Next video I do will be this, and then this, but they're going to reveal this stuff. So, again, this isn't out yet, but this video will come out post that. So I might even do this before and put this black card video out before I actually get to showing you guys this video. If you're kind of like, wait, what's going on? Anyways, so Goku. Once card attacks a leader, draw. So he's got that. Again, I've said it before. This is basically the standard, leader ability now before they flip. When this card attacks, draw one card. And if you have 4 or less cards in your hand, draw one card, and this gains 5,000 for the duration of the turn. First thing that comes to mind with this guy is, boy, is the miraculous comeback Gohan going to be good in his deck, because he likes to have a low hand amount. That's the very first thing that comes to mind. Now, he's drawing twice. If your hand gets to 4, he's drawing twice. Now, the thing about this guy is he's actually... The initial reaction I had to say he's not that good. But I can see where he's good. I can. He's a very aggressive leader. He really is. And here's the deal. His playstyle is you're going to attack with other cards on your board, probably combo your hand down to 4, or I guess maybe you're already at 4 because you just haven't had the chance to really build your hand up, and then instantly get 2 cards back when this guy attacks last, basically, or whatever order you're attacking in. You're basically netting 2 cards per turn, and a 5k boost on him when he's awakened, so he's very good. He's very good. He also is able to untap 2. Now, the untap 2 is very good for decks that like to play aggro. The only issue that I see with that type of, ability is that you don't want to flip on your opponent's turn. Sometimes they try to aggro you into flipping on their turn, which is, I guess, you can do that. Maybe you get access to Topo or whatever, negates, but nonetheless, you want to do it on your turn. So this guy's pretty good. I don't think he's amazing, but he's pretty good. So there's that. And also, I think there are some cards that want to have a Son Goku GT leader from the previous color as well. So otherwise, we have Baby here. Same exact thing. Like this is the standard. This just kind of is what it is. When this card attacks, draw 1 card, and then choose one of your battle cards and one of your opponent's battle cards, and they both lose 10,000 for the duration of the turn. I wonder if this pops. It doesn't say it does, but typically when cards do this, they debuff, they pop the card if it hits 0. Like Planet M2, I believe, does that too. Now, the interesting thing about this is we didn't really have much baby support at all, really, or the previous cards or sets. There was not really, there was probably 2 or 3 baby cards that actually came out. So this is interesting. He also has Saiyan as a tag, or trait, I guess, Great Ape, and Machine Mutant. So he's a red Saiyan leader. So there are ways Baby can be pretty good. Very control leader, though. I don't really like having to choose your own card and debuff it, but there might be cards in here that kind of play around that. Kind of like how in the Kale decks, we have Caulifla and also the Broly's, and I think Broly's Ring and stuff like that. So, I kind of like the Goku a lot more, but I can see Baby's viability. It depends what cards go in his deck, though. First and foremost, we already have a Super Saiyan 3 Goku again, another red one. This is what, our third one? So this card isn't affected by counterplay skills. Okay. By the way, I also think I need to. No, I did the blue cards. Never mind. Isn't affected by counters. So deflect, new ability. So he can't be cold bloodlusted. Is basically what this is saying. Deflect is basically saying your card can't be cold bloodlusted, or the handful of other counterplay cards that are in the game. It's not saying he can't be negated, he can't be counterplayed, which is pretty cool. When you play him, you draw a card, and he evolves for 4 energy, by the way, on top of any Son Goku GT, so even the 1-drop, basically. Anyways, when you play him, you draw a card, then choose up to 1 of your energy and switch it to active. Untap 1, draw 1, and this card gains 5,000. He's basically the red version of the Gotenks, just with deflect on him. You know, the Super Saiyan Gotenks from what, set 1? Set 2? Set 1? I don't know. That's basically what this card is. He even is 25k. He doesn't have double strike or crit or anything, but that's basically what he is. He's kind of like a worse version, but better at the same time because of the deflect. So you also get to play him on turn 4, technically, with 4 energy, unless you're ramping or whatever, using a leader that's good at energy manipulation. So not a bad card. Still draws you a card. He also picks up, you know, the 5k and also allows you to untap. So really, it's for 3 energy. So there's that. Pretty good. Pretty good. I don't think it's great, but I think it's pretty good. I don't know if I'd run him, to be honest, but I think he's pretty good. But you know what? That 1 extra energy is pretty good for another reason, too. Because this Goku, I'd have to go back and check Crossworlds, but this Goku's energy cost allows him to be used for some of the other SS3 Goku chains, which is why untapping is pretty good, too, because all of a sudden you might be able to EX evolve a bit more. In fact, now I need to pull it up, just because I'm going to go insane if I don't pull it up. So we're going to go to Crossworlds. We're going to go to card type, battle. We're going to go to energy. Color red. And special traits is Saiyan. We'll go Saiyan. Boom. So evolves for 1 on top of a Son Goku GT with 5 or more. So yeah, that would count, you know. So there's that. And then there are some other variants down here. You know, SS4 Goku there. There's another SS3 that's not in here because he's from the starter deck. But nonetheless, that's how things are shaking out for that. And that's pretty cool. So I need to make sure I'm on the red cards, first and foremost. Color. There it is. Red. Boom. Show me all the reds. And we're back to where we were. Anyways, this Goku has barrier, 2-drop with barrier. They're just starting to make some more generic cards that have barrier that can kind of come out, play wide, and not get popped. The thing about these Gokus, though, is they might even be applicable, and I think this one is too. I'd have to go back and look at it, which I'm not going to do now, for the Grand Tour Spaceship. So they're just more targets for that, and for like pint-sized Goku. Really, they're going to make that SS4 Goku deck really turbo, with a lot more targets for a lot of stuff. That's pretty awesome. Blaze of Glory, Son Gohan, Glory, excuse me. When you attack or combo with this card for 0 combo cost, and he's 5k, if your leader card is red, place up to 3 cards from your top of your deck in the drop area. So I like this. The color restriction can be kind of annoying, but still, you're still feeding Overwhelm. You're still feeding a lot of other stuff. I'm very excited for the black cards because there are a lot of cards that want you to drop cards into the drop area in the set. And that's going to be very, very potent. You know, you're not even getting penalized by an energy cost or anything. So, very generic card there, but very good. Also, 2K, or 2-drop 15K. All right, Extra Strike Super Saiyan Son Goten. I like this. I like the GT Goten adult support stuff. Anyways, he evolves for 2 energy on top of another Goten. So, GT Goten. Dual attack. If you have 4 or less cards in your hand, this card gains 5,000 and can attack battle cards that are inactive. He doesn't restand, but that's still really good. Well, no, he does. He restands once. The dual attack. Okay. He's basically a more restricted version of Jiren. So what you would do with the Goku leader is you would attack with this guy a couple of times first. And then, like I was saying earlier, you attack with Goku last to get those 2 cards back or whatever. You know, maybe you combo with them, you know, this guy or whatever. You start popping cards off. You can see the workings of these red cards and what they want to do. You know, you combo with this guy, all of a sudden, you know, you drop 3 cards on top of your deck, and now you're down to the card cost that you would need here, and then you get the Goku to attack, you draw 2. That deck is going to be very, very, very turbo, but I feel like cards like Power Overseeing Time Trunks, and it depends what black cards come out, but I'm pretty sure that's the name of that black card from the Crossroads that recovers any card you want, basically. Cards like that are going to be really good in this set. Like, they're going to be really, really good just because all this blind milling that we're doing, unless there are other cards that recover, you know, all this blind milling that these cards want to do, it can be a detriment, you know, if you're trying to build a combo deck, you know. But I still like that. Charging up Son Goten, when you play this card, if you may choose one card in your hand and place it in the drop area, again, that's another really good card for that leader because you're dropping a card and you're feeding Overwhelm. Choose up to one of your energy and switch it to active. So you basically are playing this guy for... You have to play him on turn 2, unless you're using, again, like SS3 Goku. But, or, I guess, you still have to do a turn 2. Never mind. But you are untapping one, so you're basically playing him for 1 energy. And you're also dropping a card, which means sooner than later, if everything worked out the way it should, you should be at 4. If you play this guy as soon as you can, you should be at 4 cards in your hand or so. So you could instantly, assuming that you're flipped or whatever, draw for Goku, which of course you wouldn't that early on in the game. But again, you can kind of see where this is a thing. You can also play this guy effectively for free as a 15k body that comes onto the board. And can also be evolved for 2 energy. You know, if you have 3 energy, for example, here's the deal. If you have 3 energy, you play this guy. Boom, untaps 1. So all of a sudden you still have 2 energy left. You can then from there evolve instantly into a 20k dual attacker. That's pretty powerful, man. That's pretty powerful. Sorry if I'm like kind of all over the place. It's just the way my mind works. But I can totally see the viability of this. Power of Friendship Pan. When you play this card, look it up to 5 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up the 1 battle card with 15,000 or less and GT. Oh snap, we're getting those. And play it. Now, this isn't even a pull and add to your hand. This is a play. She's a 5-drop, though. She doesn't have barrier, although you could use that Strategies of Universe 7, I think, card from the themed booster to give her barrier if you wanted to. I don't really know why, though, but you can. But she can pull any card that has GT and 15k and play it. Boy, is that diverse. For the cards in this set and the old cards, that is really good. But, you know, unless you're playing a card that can afford to be out there, you know, they're all going to get popped. So yeah, you would want to run Strategies of Universe 6 unless you're playing a card like this that can afford to come out there as a result of that. For example, this Gohan can't. You know, the Goten chain right here can't afford it unless, again, you have the energy, but you have to play her for 5, basically. You have to hard cast this card. So I don't know if that card's really going to get played like that. Maybe 2 copies. I don't think it's going to get too much play. Digging Deep Vegeta. Another card that can be a target for Pan, but she has a lot of targets. And you're also pulling top 5. She should almost never miss. You know, another card that can be a target for that, but also does not have barrier. When this card attacks, you may choose up to 2 cards from your life and add them to your hand. Oh my goodness. Why are they doing this? I think the blue cards had one like this. I think it was Tapion. Oh my gosh. You know, blue needed stuff like that. Red didn't. Red did not. Red already had Kaba. I believe they also have, you know, another red card coming out. I heard about it, and we're gonna get to them at some point. But they have cards that can already self-awaken. They did not need this. This is OP, man. 3-drop too. Oh man, they need a new Grand Tour spaceship that can hit any GT target. Boy, would that be busted. That would need to be at least an SR. If you choose to add 1 or more cards to your hand, switch this card to active and it gains 5,000. Nice. So first and foremost, you could choose up to. So if you only want to pull life, you can pull 1 life or whatever. You can pull 1 life. If you want to pull 2, you can pull 2. It's also a once per turn thing when this card attacks. This card is very good. This card is easily manipulatable. Also, it's very splashable because it doesn't have any restriction on it. This card literally has no restriction. It's incredibly splashable in any deck that wants to run red. This is a very good card. Like, this is probably one of the best cards we've come across so far. I don't want to say in this set, but it probably is too. But in this video, for sure. When you play this, draw 1 card. Okay, very good. Totally a 4 of in red decks, just because they don't have a 1-drop that does that, as far as I can recall. Here's a 1-drop. Here he goes right here. The one that draws a card. No, okay, this is the one I heard about. When this card attacks, you may choose 1 card in your life and add it to your hand, and then he gains 10,000 in critical. 15k critical turn 1. That's stupid. Boy, did Matt Saiyan need somebody like this. Because I hated using Matt Saiyan and Kaba. Unless it was kind of later in the game. I didn't want to give anybody 2 lives. I mean, Double Strike is great, but I didn't want to give them 2 cards in their hand instantly early on in the game, help them awaken. But boy, does critical punish you, and boy, is this a good card. This is going to be one of those cards that can you know, surpass the meta and, you know, sustain through the meta, you know, and not be one of those incredibly niche cards that nobody ever uses. Dependable Mom Bulma, switch this card to rest mode, activate main, draw one card, then choose up to one of your battle cards, and it gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. It reminds me of the Pan, the Rushing Warrior Pan, I believe, from the starter deck. It's kind of doing the same thing, just in a different way. Don't know if I would use this card over that. Especially because she can't, I mean, either way, they're both just kind of going to get popped, you know, because you have to combo Pan off the board. Otherwise, if I'm attacking, you know, if I leave this card out there in the other turn for the player or whatever, if that's me and they left this card out there, I'm going to go straight at it, get off the board, because this is building repeated advantage. You know, that's the one issue with this card. I mean, the advantage this card has over the Pan is that the Pan combos itself off the board for that type of draw. This card can technically do it turn after turn if it's left on the board. So yeah, get off the board, Bulma. Nope, not letting it stay out there. And you'd be hard pressed to keep this thing too, you know, because of the fact that it's very weak. But later on in the game, you could start casting multiples of these. Oh my gosh, this card is way better than Pan, I think. You can start casting multiples of these. This is a really good card. You know, and then you can untap if you want to and just cast 2 more with the leader by flipping it. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Bulla, okay, I like the Bulla representation. Fun fact, if you didn't know, she's actually younger than Pan, despite looking older than Pan. And, you know, Dragon Ball GT did a really weird thing with the animation of this character, and I promise you, no matter what you think, she is younger than Pan. Like, they are very, very, very young. And also, you can see it in Dragon Ball Super, too, with the sheer fact that Pan is born before Bulla is. You know, GT and Pan and Super, they don't have the same, you know, stuff because, you know, they take place in different continuities, basically. There's a lot of inconsistencies between the two, probably because of the year difference. But, fun fact, again, despite the fact she's dressed like this, she is younger than Pan. But I do like the representation of Bulla, though. I think that's pretty awesome. When you play this, look at the top 7 and choose one red battle card with Vegeta, Trunks, or Bulma. Okay, I would have liked for more general, just GT, top 3 even, just general, like, search top 3 for a GT card, but I'll take that. That's good, because there's a lot of good Trunkses already that were in the game from the previous set, so that's a good card. Mr. Boo! Mr. Boo! I like that a lot. I like that. Shout out to Bandai for the Mr. Boo. Saiyan Strength Baby. When you play this card, if your leader card is Red Machine Mutant, aka Baby, draw one card, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it loses 20,000 power for the duration of the turn. So I'm guessing they don't pop, you know, because they're not saying that they do. But our first Baby Vegeta, he's a rare card, Mutant Machine, and a Saiyan character too. Very good card. Another Baby Vegeta, Union Absorb. Oh, so we're going to get those types of hacks. Choose one of your battle cards and place it under this card. If your leader card is a Red Machine Mutant, choose it to one baby with an energy cost of 4 or less with the same character name as the card you place under this card from your deck and play it on top of this card. Okay. Place under this card from your deck and play it on top of this card. So this is Baby Vegeta. If you were to place a Baby Vegeta under this, you should, if I'm understanding correctly, be able to play this card on top of this for 1 energy effectively by playing him, and you don't really have to do anything else. Huh. 4 or less, yeah, and that would be you. Boy, does this card come out early then. Oh my gosh, this thing comes out really early. That's a really aggressive early play, if I'm understanding that correctly. I don't want to spend too much time there, but boy. Oh my gosh. Vow Revenge. I'm shocked by that. Activate main. If your leader card is a Red Machine Mutant, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it loses 15,000. Okay, so they're doing all this debuffing stuff. They're kind of taking the Dr. Mew stuff. They're taking that Dr. Mew deck on steroids, basically, with this stuff. That's what they're doing. A lot of very powerful debuffs. That's probably why they're not destroying cards either, because they're very powerful debuffs. Because, I mean, 15k is going to destroy a lot of early game threats. Activate Battle. This is not a counter, but it's an Activate Battle card, so you can do it during the battle step. Kind of like a Senzubin. If your leader card is a Red Baby against... Wait, is this card not Baby? Or not Machine Mutant? Is that what I was misunderstanding? No, he is Machine Mutant. Even when he flips, he should still be Machine Mutant, right? Yeah, he is. Okay. So yeah, you effectively kind of just don't even have to use Dr. Zero or Dr. Mew, like at all. A related card is a red baby. This is where this is like specifying though. You have to use baby as a leader for this, whereas the other cards weren't really doing that. You know, because you could use, I believe, Dr. Mew, unless he doesn't have Machine Mutant, which I think he does. But shout out to Machine Mutants because Giru, being a GT card, also has Machine Mutant, I believe. So it gains 10,000 power for the duration of the battle. Okay. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it loses 15. Oh, that's a really good card. This is an insane card. This is an insane card. Like, if you're running baby, you're running 4 of these. You kind of like don't even need negates really. This is your negate basically. It's costing you 1 energy, but you're getting a 25k advantage on the on a card. You know, I mean you gain 10, which means your opponent has to most likely combo over that, no matter how much it is. They might have to combo over it anyway, because you could also continue your combo from there. That's a really good card. And then you can also completely eliminate another threat off the board. If they have another card out there that they were going to attack you with next, maybe for lethal, for game, you could basically remove it as a threat for the turn by debuffing it by 15k. So, oh boy, Vengeful Onslaught. If your leader card is Machine Mutant, choose one of your battle cards with 15k or less power and switch it to active. It gains 5,000 for the duration of the turn. In a baby deck, you're able to basically restand any GT card you want. Basically. There are not very many cards you can't restand with this. Like, literally, almost everything that we went across in this video, that applies to. Yeah, literally. Just about, aside from like the 4 drops and above. Okay. It doesn't even specify a color either. So, any card you want, technically. So, red is looking really good. Like, this might be my favorite color so far, just because of the GT support, to be honest. I'm very, very excited. Anyways, guys, hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe if you were new. I will catch you guys in the next Dragon Ball Super card game video.